I, 40F, have been with my husband, 43 male, for 14 years, married for 12. Together, we have a 13-year-old daughter, and a 17-year-old daughter that I had from a previous relationship. Things are mostly great in our marriage and within the family. My husband became a stay-at-home dad when our daughter was almost 1 because the cost of daycare was basically taking up one of our entire paychecks. Over time, I became very successful in my field of work, and life became a lot easier, financially. 3 years ago, I was able to move us closer to his family, and we really like where we live. I adore his mother and younger sister, and always have. I have no family and was so grateful to have his. My career used to require me to travel fairly often. I am not very extroverted, so it was rare for me to go to dinners or spend any extra time with people outside of the required conferences. I also don't drink, and always decline going to the bar with others. I mostly enjoy seeing the cities I travel to and have convinced many clients to go to baseball games, rent a boat, or do walking tours, rather than partying at night. My location tracking has always been on, including sending notifications to my husband of my Lyft rides through the Lyft app. Every night, at a scheduled time, I would FaceTime with him and our 2 daughters. I never missed a call. Throughout our relationship, my husband has battled with depression. It hasn't seemed like anything too extreme. He's gone to therapy a few times. The first time, it was awful. It seemed that it was making him worse rather than better. We stopped, found him a new therapist, and after about 6 months he said he didn't think he needed to go. Last year, he said he wanted to start going again, so we found a therapist, and he returned to therapy. I haven't noticed any difference in his mood for better or worse. He seemed happy before, and happy now. Through all this, it has always been understood that should he need me to come home, or stay home, I would. I work for a very family-friendly company, and for most of my career, I was not the only one in my role. I covered for my coworkers, and they would cover for me if I needed them to. Now, after 20+ years in my field of work, I have a nice position where I mostly work from home. I travel 2 to 3 times a year and I always remind him that I can and will stay or come home if he needs me to. He's never asked me to, always promising me that he is fine. Around a year ago, I noticed he was trying to look at my phone. I offered to just hand it to him, unlocked, or give him the passcode right then and there. He said no, he was just being silly. On more than one occasion, I saw him looking at my laptop. I told him the PIN was the same as my debt card, he has the PIN for that, and it's the same for my phone. I wasn't sure exactly what he was trying to do, but I have nothing to hide. In October, I went on a 5-day work trip and stayed at an Airbnb with a female coworker of mine. She is the CEO of the company I work for. We've known each other since the start of our careers over 20 years ago. When we learned that we were going together, we figured out that an Airbnb would be cheaper than 2 hotel rooms. The Airbnb was owned by 4 men who use it as their residence when not traveling. I did laundry in the provided washer/dryer, and apparently, there were a pair of men's boxer briefs in the dryer that I didn't see. I was coming down with something and looking forward to coming home. With barely any energy, I just sort of threw my washed clothes in my luggage and left. It turns out I had the flu, and by the time I landed in my home city/state, I felt like absolute death. My husband ended up unpacking my luggage for me and didn't mention the underwear at the time. Several weeks later, he brought them up. Instead of simply asking me if I knew about the underwear, or where they might have come from, he straight up accused me of an affair. One that, apparently, I have been having for a while in his mind. His mother, sister, and first therapist from years ago had all made claims against me and my character that were shocking and hurtful. Some of those claims include, I am financially abusive, he does our budget. He has full control of our money. I ask him if we have enough for me to buy things. I ask to buy myself shoes, clothing, stuffed animals from the zoos I visit, etc. I have no credit card or bank account that he's not also on. I travel for longer periods than need be. I do sometimes stay an extra day or go a day early to a city that I've never been to. I enjoy the tourist side of things. I've never hid the conference agenda or my personal agendas from him. I work with mostly men. There's no way I could turn every one of them down over the past 20+ years. I can, and have. I am friendly, it's how I get clients. But I am very firm in my boundaries. After this, he demanded access to everything. I said, you already have it. He combed through my laptop and my cell phone. Finding nothing, he cried and apologized. I told him that I was stunned and hurt. His family, my family, said all these awful things about me for years, and he just believed them. I suggested couples therapy, but he insisted we didn't need it, that he would do better. I didn't travel again until February of this year. I flew in for the day, and back out the next day. I was gone literally less than 24 hours. It wasn't long until he started looking at my phone again, watching me unlock it and seeing what the first screen that popped up was. He would ask me who certain people were in my texts, and I'd tell him, offer to let him read through them, and he'd decline. Just wondered who that was, he would say. In March, he sat next to me at our kitchen table and was reading through my team's chats. He started asking me everyone was. I told him, these are literally all my coworkers, it's teams. There are 12 of us, 10 of us are women. Last week, I received a text message from a man who was friends with my father, who passed in 2019 from cancer. My husband was by my phone at the time, and I was a room away. I could hear the vibration of my phone, and when I went in to check it, my husband is holding my phone. Mark sent you like 6 text messages, he tells me. I asked him to read them to me. Mark was asking me about something that belonged to my father. 4 of the 6 texts were photos of the object, and 2 were him asking me if I wanted it / saying he could meet me halfway. My husband put the phone down, and within 30 seconds was having a full-blown panic attack. Shaking, crying, the whole works. I sat with him while he calmed down, and then I said, I can't do this. You can't do this. No one should live their lives in such fear of an affair that's never happened that they are having panic attacks. He has begged me to stay. His mother and sister are blowing up my phone telling me that I am everything they ever thought me to be, and that I'm going to have to pay because I trapped him into staying home. It hurts me greatly to let him go, but it hurts more to see that somehow in all these years, he's always seen me as not being faithful and allowing his family to further that narrative. I don't know if he's guilty and throwing it back on me. I hate to consider it because then I'm thinking just like him, but I know a lot of time the paranoid accusers are usually guilty of doing what they are blaming the other person for. I just feel lost, and awful. The whole thing hurts, and the texts from the people I thought were my family didn't stop until I ended up blocking them. Ada for giving up?